Ah, good old Sendou Q, the place where all the tryhards go to complain about more tryhards. Well, either way, today's hero is it's just me. 404. We're playing a team. Well, they are bronze, iron, plus minus one. So this will go perfectly fine, right? Nope. There's a gold. Okay. Well, what's the worst that can happen? Surely we're playing our normal comp, right? Right? Nope, apparently I am on a short range shooter. I haven't played one in comp in a month. Well, what's the worst that could happen? Bum, ba bum, 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 ba dum, bum, 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 bum. Oh, well, that didn't go like we planned. Well, either way, we're back onto a normal comp here, and as you can see from this, we've got a pretty good opening lead. But then things start going downhill. We give them cap, but I'm not sure why. Chumps, it'd be like that. Unfortunately here, PG goes down and we have to back up a little bit. I drop the call and we get the jump back in, but then we have a standard Tetra moment and they fuck slider and get it. I luckily traded out, but in combination with the strikes, we do have to back up that. We make our entrance back in with everyone up, but then our entry special goes back down with strikes. And I am forced away by the penalty two sets of doors. With both dropping left now, we can push our way in. The jet forcing an opening with another special on the way. I get the cooler down, unfortunately, but then die without grabbing it. However, due to combination of the jet and the Tetris feed and the feeding to kill me, we now have zone again. We get one back, but lose it to chumps. Either way, we should be stable here, and we're back into an open. At the end of this push, I end up going down to the Tetras, luckily trading with them, so hopefully they won't have QR. Unfortunately, they had cooler though, but with two of them immediately pushing back in, we get some pain support back on, and despite the strikes, we end up capping zone. This gives us a very nice position to stand in. Unfortunately, it's now a 2 versus 3. I again trade with the Tetras, but that gives them cap again due to the fact that I am the paint weapon on this comp. With them pushing back in, we're in a slight disadvantage, but with a set of strikes here, going down again, we've now lost our way back in. I start painting up for core in order to try and help us push back in, and then eventually, unfortunately, miss the Tetras. However, they should be low. As I spawn back in, I start going for cooler, but unfortunately, I fear it is too late at this point. We then cap anyway, because one of theirs is not watching the zone, and we are once again in a position where it's technically possible for us to make a comeback. I drop the cooler, the splash sneaks round, and unfortunately this isn't looking good, as our last member goes down. Slight delayed wipe, but we are a player up. With our team jumping back in and a partially coolered, we start moving forwards. Unfortunately, we can't really put enough paint on the zone at the moment, and with an inkjet forced to move this move, we barely get cap. Luckily we do, but with only a minute left, we immediately lose it back. However, the zone goes into a little bit of a flipping war here, as neither side can properly get anything. A slider cancel saves us temporarily, but then the chumps bring them back through. We are now up a player, but this doesn't particularly matter into a pen when we can't move it. As another one of ours goes down and the pen's looking at me again. I push forward in an attempt to try and keep it, but we can't keep their side of the zone painted. And they strike back, stealing the zone, and unfortunately that ends out game 2. Okay, in game 3 we've been pushed back to at an early point, but I drop cooler now and the slider slides in as it usually does. I find it mildly irritating here, but we don't take it out, and one of them shot blocks the other and we get a score. However, hopefully this will be what they get. They are now down to just the wiper. We push getting fast, so with the wiper and another mission, right? The head is going down and the wiper swiftly following. This leaves only the pen as well as the now we move forward. I have the ball, and I get a clean score with on that. I use the killing to try some more times to get the ball before dropping it just in front of the line and scoring a few fights. I'd always like to do it, but we then score a power plant as well. Unfortunately, all those two go down and our crowd's getting crushed. I have to back up here to not die. So unfortunately I didn't see the Tetris running up close, and they traced me back out. Though after going down to a little hammer moment, they are unfortunately pushing straight in, and they score. Now, we are still one down, but we should be fine here, so the Tetra rolls in, and... oh! I didn't know this, but Tetris can throw in their rolls. I found this out in this game as I was playing it. Well, we stop them holding out from here, and we have our ball, and I'm halfway to cooler. So I walk out slightly, and then the Tetra pokes round from the side. I back up a little bit, and a combination of crossfire from the pen squelches take me down, but the rest of my team remains alive. I say this as to all of them go down, but it's fine. We can still get this, we have a ball and it's safe. As I come back out, both squelches are, both dualies in fact, are both focused on the only player alive, and they a straight laser. Because of this, I can get two, and we push forward now with Cooler, scoring one, and then I rush in to get a few extras in, just to make sure we can push it through. As I go down here, it's fine because I have Cooler back up. Unfortunately, that at the end of the game, as both my teammates are down, and I can't get to basket fast enough. What's this? I'm showing you the start of the game? Yes, there's something very interesting I'd like to show here, but it happens quite a bit in, so we'll just watch and see what happens. Now, I am on PC with this lot at the time, and I'm pretty certain that at least one of the sets of dualies is going to go bottom left to start with. In fact, I believe I said it was the Wiper, but I was correct, and something goes, but it turns out to be the Squelches. This is fine, we have two people there ready to take the 2v1, as Hero on Carbon goes bottom left. The squelches are locked in place, and I get my cooler and pop it, and it just disappears. That was interesting. I don't know what happened there, I'm assuming it just got teched on the side or something, but that's mildly unfortunate. As we come in, starting to push forward, we're just going to watch most of the game here. The Tetra's running back behind, and I clear it with a little help. Push up, and the Wiper's just rushing. I drop down here to drop cooler and help with the 3v1, and we clear it up pretty quickly. I keep my charge here because I don't want to lose it again really quickly before popping on the tower and having a Kraken move forward. One of ours goes down, but we quickly push it back. Cover it back up with the Kraken, and the squad just trying to push around the corner, getting hit twice and then falling off so we can pretty much ignore them. We get the pick anyway, and I'm just being a tower princess right now. No one can hit me, I can't hit anyone else. Couple more chips later and I get cooler, and I take this one too. I was just on a roll of decking control. Instantly dying to a bomb, and that's unfortunate. The rest of us go down, snips the last one up, and goes down as well, but we are all back in position. We're all up here, and with a massive lead to save, all we have to do is hold. I start painting around, just trying to get an early cooler, hitting a couple of shots on the squelches as they try and take mid. I get to push them here, and they don't get to move much, as the Tetras roll around and then try and fight me on a ledge for some reason. I know they've got mobility, but that's not always good enough. Unfortunately for me, the Squelches do pick it off, but we all held out long enough that now our Kraken to make sure the game is over.
So, in this opening, we're painting the zone here. It's fairly neutral, the boss is going around the right, and unfortunately I fall off. Not so great, and they cap zone because of it. However, the Squelches just failing to climb a wall here means that we get a clean 2v1. I get cooler up, parry the wave breaker much later than it should have been possible. Unfortunately, Snoop goes down here, but in combination with the Crab and the Kraken, we get a nice cap here.
We see one trying to climb the wall on the right here, and then we get the pick, ending out this section. As we open onto Ink Block Clams, a fairly decent map mode, as most of them have been luckily, unlike most Sendou sets. We see a Sea Blast popping back up again, just like in the Ramen game, and we move forward in the opening. I played for an early cooler here, and we're painting around. We see two of them immediately push left. One pushes down to go look at them, being forced to jump as two start pushing there, and the Sea Blast runs straight in and goes down for free for us. I get cooler, put it between all four of us, and we start moving forward again, with help from a Crab pushing backwards. We get the Sea Blast again, and we start collecting clams. I take up top, I take right stack, but the pen is unfortunately looking at me, so I'm going to have to move. I get my charge and then try and poke up around the corner, hoping the pen can't hit me enough. Unfortunately they do, but the hammer gets them, and then the jump, hopefully. However, we don't actually have enough clams anymore. So I start grabbing some clams, but luckily we managed to pull enough together for a ball. I try and throw some onto plat, and they land on block because I can't aim. And then the wiper starts pushing me. PG clears out the one in front of me, and we start moving forward. I then see the plat is covered in the other coloured ink, so I don't continue pushing, and we don't have enough clams to continue. Just here, we've got enough clams to push, and we have one of them down. They've respawned with Cooler, but we have a couple specials going. Our Kraken goes in, and unfortunately, two of our players go down. I go for a little bit of a hell here. Like, you see the Kraken's about to end, and they do exactly what they need to do. Score the 2 clams needed to put us underneath their point score, allowing us to take the lead. This secures our position a lot more than having to try to push for the end of the game. And now all we have to do is hold. The hammer gets one on the right, and then I pick up the ball. Is they're watching the hammer instead. The Sea Loss tries to move around, but with a large amount of pain, they can't do too much. Their ball slowly dies, and then we can see one pushing right. I see this and still watch it, and snipe the splashdown so they are neutration neutral. However, they hammer in the front and get 2. This allows them to run straight through and score, but they have a 30-point penalty, and they don't have any clams. So, we pick off the last 2, the Sea Loss tries to, Pen tries to run behind to give the Sea Loss a jump, but unfortunately due to me and PG working together, they can't get around, and that secures our game. Just over a minute into the game, we start our first push. I pop Cooler and grab tower to take position due to the fact that, you know, anchor roll. The rest of our team holds forward, with Rich and one left as the Pen tries to run forward. Unsurprisingly, this doesn't work into 3 people waiting for them, and we get 2. A Kraken plus Zuko on the left clears that, and then the Sea Blast is trying to poke over a wall. With 2 watching left, I take Bunker here on the basis of I don't want to be stood on tower, as it's really close to many people watching me. We keep the tower for a bit, unfortunately ending up being pushed back, but I drop a second Cooler here inside the minute to keep us going. Sea Blast can't get me here due to high ability and grades, and we start pushing again. I take Bunker again, watching the left to cover PG and hopefully stopping this wiper doing much. Them looking at me is enough for PG to get direct on them, and we eventually start to clear the front line as I get yet another Cooler. Popping that up at the top to let people safe jumps and also allow them through. I help break checkpoint here by standing on the tower, and then just a little bit of a tower dance away until the Kraken helps us get the end. Now, what some of you may not have noticed about this game is the fact that the Dually Squelchers weren't playing at all.